make sure it goes around at least one full rotation.
Setup, and then stop hopefully on a dollar. Here are the jaws.
Okay, so that's
Set up.
and they are marked on the side here. 882. You'll have to look for that. And we're clamping here on this, clamping in on the inside of this part. So you can see here we've marked, this is jaw 3, and this, I can't move. I've locked that in at 0 point. Right now the C-axis is locked. Now Connor's going to show us how to align this. So we put the casting on, put it on the chuck jaws. Then he's going to use the alignment tool, which is this thing. There's the alignment tool. And it fits over the chuck jaw. And then we rotate until it lines up with this slot on top. There's 4 of those slots, but you want to make sure you line it up with this one. So you can see these 2 are aligned, and the 882 letters are right there facing out towards you, basically. Okay, so then got it in there, he's pushing it in so it's flat up against the chuck and clamping it. And then we'll go ahead and release this. Let's see. Once the part's machined, it looks like this. And you'll see these holes, all the holes are lined up on their bosses. So now Connor will show us how to test the bore, the bearing bore here in the center, which is the most critical part of this part. So we take the go, no-go gauge and see if the go side goes. And it goes nicely. You can see how he's very carefully keeping it as square to the part as possible. Here's the no-go, and it's not going. Great. And you never force a gauge, right? Right. So that's how you do that. So you check each one before you take it out, and then you can go ahead and take it out. Put in another one, like we showed you before. And then deburr it. Come over to the bench. And these are deburred. You can see all these areas have a lens cap in the way. But so deburr the holes, deburr the edges. Make sure it's all deburred and blown off clean, so everything's ready to go to the next step. This is 882, the back side. Here are the jaws and how they fit on. You can see this one has this pin right here, and we'll show you what that's for, but that's important. And you can see in here, maybe it says 882 here on the right there. Zoom way in, 882. So 1, 2, 3 jaws. One of them has a pin. Now we'll show you how it goes on, how the part goes in. So here's your 882 casting that's been machined on the first side. You can see it's got the 6 holes around the outer and 4 on the center, and it's all machined on these diameters. So now we need to machine this side. So we're going to mount it up this side in the vise. And this hole right here where it says 8-82, and right above it there's this hole. That's where the pin goes. That pin right there on that jaw fits in that hole right there above the 8 on the 882. So there's the 882, and it's going on to the pin right there, and you got to make sure that it's all the way pushed in, you know, not hanging out like this, but pushed all the way in, and then clamp the jaws. That's how we mount it. The 8-82 setup for the mill, where we need to put the side holes in. So there's holes that go through this in 3 places, through the wall. Anyway, so the part will look like this. It's finished on both sides, but now we just have to put holes around the edge. There's 3 holes. This is the fixture. So you put the 4th axis on and dial it in. Then you place this, you put this plate on, and this plate's marked 37-131, I believe, in the back maybe, somewhere. Anyway, it's used for the 37-131 as well, but to make it work for this particular project, we take this plate, and don't know if we can see this, it says 882, and it used to say 2052, but that's, anyway. So this plate here just fits in. You can see this diameter fits into this diameter. Okay, this is the 882 setup plate. It's on the 4-axis head. So basically you have to take the back plate off of it and just hold it right directly with the chuck, and then this plate will fit in there. Anyway, then there's a mounting stud there, and you can see this 1/4 20 bolt here. That's for aligning one of these holes. Okay, now here's the piece. So when we first get setting it up, we have to dial in the 4th axis head. So I'm going to place that bolt head, and I'm going to have this hole be straight up, and I'm going to fit it on there over the diameter of that thing in the center as well. So you can see the 882, the hole above it is, we're trying to get that straight up. So right now that's roughed in. Put a clamp on it like so, and now I'm going to dial in these 2 bolts. I'm going to put a plate on there and then dial it in straight. I'll show you. Here is my dialing setup. You can see I've placed a bolt in this hole and this hole. There's another hole up here. So I got one there and one there. Now I'm going to try to get those exactly level. So I've got a piece of material here. It's just a piece of material. It's nothing super special. Just something somewhat parallel. And I've placed it on top of the bolt heads, and then I've clamped it, which you don't actually have to clamp it, but
I clamped it to the assembly just to make it so it's not going to fall down on me while I'm filming, but you know, you might want to clamp it too. So anyway, I've got the dial in here, so I'm going to travel the dial back and forth and rotate the A axis until that's straight. So let's see if we can. So now I'm dialing back and forth here to try and see if this is straight. See, this end is high, so I need to bring it down. So I'll do that. I'm going to straighten this out. Okay, I've got it dialed in, and now when I run the dial back and forth, it's well within 5 thousandths, which is just fine. That's close enough for what we're doing. So okay, that's the 0 point of your A axis. So once you get it dialed in there, set A axis to 0 at that point. Here's the program. It's called 8-82 side holds 4th axis. And you pull it up, it looks like this. So anyway, it's got some tools in there. There's 3 tools to it. Okay, so now this fixture is dialed straight with the A axis is straight. It's bolted on there. We've picked up the center in the Y of the chuck, and the X, we picked up the back edge of the part back here. And so now we're ready to run the program, but first I'm going to set the tools and then we're going to run the program. One quick note, this is the 5/8 11 tap, and you need to have 2.5 inches sticking out to clear, so make sure it's 2.5 inches or slightly more. Okay, so the program is now run, and this is what the hole looks like. There are 3 of them around the perimeter, and one of them, the one right here above the 882, you can't see it right now. Let me bring it around. So this hole right here, the one that's above the 882 casting mark, this one does not go all the way through. The other 2 do. So it's important that we get the 882, this hole right here above it, lined up with that pin on the back at first. So always align that to the 0 point, which has got that pin. Anyway, this hole here connects to this cross hole here. So let's see if we can see down in there. You can kind of see in the bottom of that hole, there's a, you can see the cross hole in there. You want to check that. Make sure that that's working when you're setting this up. Anyway, that's basically it. Now we just need to take it off and deburr it and clean it, and that's done. You can see here there's 1, 2, see those holes go through. This one here, however, does not. It connects with the hole that's going through this little casted portion. It does not go through. So this hole right here is the 0, just right above the 882. So that hole goes on this pin right here. Anyway, okay, make sure and deburr and measure everything good.